So if you ever had that feeling, you know exactly what you should be doing.
Oh, yeah. That really important task.
Right. Or that passion project.
Yeah.
Maybe just calling your family. But somehow, hours later.
You're deep into some random show you don't even really like.
Exactly. It feels like 24 hours just vanish. But maybe it's not just the clock. It's procrastinating on the big things. Seems pretty universal.
Definitely.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into insights from Master Your Time, Productivity, and Focus Strategies.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission isn't just a summary. We want to give you a kind of shortcut, right?
Mm-hmm.
To stop letting, trivial stuff drain your day.
And start actually mastering your time, focusing on what really matters.
Yeah, moving past just endless streaming or scrolling.
And to do that, we really need to start by defining productivity itself, because it's often misunderstood.
How so? Like just working harder?
People think that, yeah, constant hustle. But the research, it sees it much more broadly, like true productivity. It includes keeping up good relationships, friends, family.
Okay, that's interesting. So it's not just work output.
Not at all. It's maintaining those connections while you're also doing important, meaningful work. Being the master of your time means, well, using it wisely for hobbies, work, and your social life.
Right. Balance, but also like commitment.
Exactly. Commitment to all those areas.
Okay, that reframing is really helpful, especially the social life part being part of productivity.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest shift here, I think, is this idea it's not just about managing time. It's really about managing your energy.
Precisely. That's the key insight. If you're only watching the clock, you miss the point that our energy levels, they fluctuate wildly sometimes.
Yeah, like you probably feel way sharper in the morning compared to, say, 3 p.m.
Totally. So the most powerful thing you can do, find that peak energy time, your mental sweet spot, and dedicate maybe even just 1 hour.
To the really essential task.
Exactly. That focused effectiveness, it boosts your overall output way more than just logging more hours when you're drained.
Okay, so energy is like the currency. How do we manage it then? The book outlines this 6-phase energy cycle.
Yeah, it's a great framework for structuring your day, your energy flow.
In phase 1, I thought this was crucial.
Yeah.
It's conserve. You don't just jump into work.
Right. You start by creating the energy first. Better sleep, eating well, getting some exercise. The basics we often skip.
If you skip that, the whole system falls apart later.
Pretty much. Then phase 2 is knowing where to actually point that energy when you have it. Be intentional.
Okay, and phase 3, this feels like where I often stumble, channeling it into the most important tasks, not just, email.
That's the common trap. But if you manage that, phase 4 is where the good stuff happens. Full immersion, no distractions, deep work.
Which then leads, kind of counterintuitively, to phase 5, taking regular breaks.
Yes. Breaks aren't weakness, they're essential maintenance. You have to recharge.
Otherwise, you just burn out.
Completely. And then phase 6, you restart the cycle. It's continuous. You can't just keep draining the battery.
Right. And to make sure we're channeling that energy properly. So these 5 levels for focus. Level 1, pretty straightforward, but hard. Remove distractions.
Simple concept, tough execution. Level 2 is boosting your energy internally, using those conservation methods we talked about, so you can actually engage with some enthusiasm.
Makes sense. Then level 3 gets strategic. Define clear visions, specific goals, know your target.
Got to know what you're aiming that energy at.
And level 4, that's the planning. To-do list, maybe a time framework. But I like that it stresses simplicity here.
Yeah, you don't need fancy software. Pen and paper often works best because it's, sustainable.
Sustainable, right. And level 5 loops back to what you said earlier. Maintain an active social life. Productivity isn't isolation.
Exactly. If your system makes you super productive but utterly miserable and alone, it's not working. It's failed.
Okay, that all sounds logical. But here's the kicker, right? We kind of know this stuff, or versions of it, but we still end up avoiding the important work. We need to talk procrastination.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting. Procrastination isn't just being lazy. It's described as this ingrained habit that actively, weakens our discipline.
It absolutely does. And to break that habit, you have to understand why it happens. The research points to 4 main reasons, psychologically speaking.
Okay, what's the first one?
First is unclear tasks. Basically, our brain avoids stuff that feels too fuzzy or requires too much mental effort just to figure out how to start.
Right, like a huge project with no clear first step, you just freeze.
Exactly. The fix. Clarify. Ask yourself, is it important? What happens if I don't do it? How will I feel when it's done? And a good mental trick is just to tell yourself initially, okay, this task is actually easy, just to get the ball rolling.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, reason 2. This one feels like a big modern myth. The motivation misunderstanding.
Oh, huge. We wait to feel motivated before we start something.
Yeah, waiting for that lightning bolt of inspiration.
Yeah. Which rarely comes on schedule. The truth is, motivation often follows action. You start doing something, make a tiny bit of progress, and that feeling fuels more motivation.
So action first, feeling second.
Pretty much. If a task feels huge, break it down into ridiculously small steps. So small you can't not start. That overcomes the mental block.
Okay, third barrier, fear of failure. This gets a lot of people, especially perfectionists.
It's paralyzing for many. The advice is acknowledge the fear, sure, but don't let it stop you. Realize that failure isn't like a final judgment. It's just feedback.
A rough draft.
Exactly. You can always improve something. A mistake isn't the end of the story.
Makes sense. And the last one, reason 4.
Just plain mental overload. Too many things swirling in your head. The sheer volume makes you shut down. Can't decide where to even begin.
Been there, what's the fix?
Get it out of your head. Write everything down. All the tasks. Then maybe categorize them easy, hard, put them in time slots, and just start ticking them off. Get them out of your mental RAM and onto paper. It clears the fog.
Okay, so tackling those internal barriers is step 1. Then the material talks about shifting how we see time itself. Like we misuse the past and future.
Yeah, we live in the present, obviously, but our minds wander. We misuse the past by, say, dwelling on mistakes or feeling sorry for ourselves. That just drains energy from now.
So how should we use the past?
As a resource bank. Learn lessons, remember successes, forgive yourself, let go. Use it to make the present stronger, but don't get stuck there. And definitely don't use it to try and perfectly predict the future.
Right. So how do we make sure today actually builds towards that future we want? There's this concept, micro-life versus macro-life.
Yes. Think of your micro-life as just today. The choices you make right now. Your macro-life is the bigger picture. Your long-term goals, your legacy.
And the point is they're connected.
Directly. If your micro-life, your today, is consistently filled with trivial stuff that doesn't align with your bigger goals, well, you're actively sabotaging your macro life.
Ouch. It's that direct trade-off.
Yeah.
What you do now matters for later.
Absolutely. So the action is channel your current energy into high-value stuff. Learn that skill, work on that project, maintain your health, like the example in the book, instead of 4 hours of Netflix.
Maybe watch for 1 hour.
Right. And use the other 3 for something that actually moves the needle. That time, once it's spent, it's gone.
So sustaining this requires long-term thinking.
Thinking long-term helps you evaluate today's choices better. Understand the real cost and reward. And the other key.
Consistency.
Consistency. Those small daily steps, they add up incredibly over time. Think about learning a language.
Yeah. 20 minutes a day achieves way more than cramming for hours once a month.
Exactly. It's the compound effect of daily effort.
And to help with consistency, especially for big goals, there's this idea of using urgency, like a 90-day sprint.
Yeah, create a deadline structure.
Yeah.
Take a big goal, break it into smaller chunks with frequent deadlines within, say, 90 days. Outline by week 1, draft by week 4, edit by week 8, whatever it is. Tracking progress keeps you motivated.
Okay, this all points towards needing a real mindset shift. Getting away from limiting beliefs. Especially that phrase, I don't have time.
Ugh, that phrase. It's usually less about the actual clock and more about priorities, isn't it?
Yeah, it often means this isn't important enough for me to make time for right now.
Exactly. So instead of using it as an excuse, the idea is to use more honest, empowering language, like, I've got a lot on my plate right now, but I'll schedule time for that later. Or even just admitting, I'm choosing to focus on X instead of Y right now.
Taking responsibility for the choice.
Yes, that ownership is key.
And beyond just managing time, it's about making meaningful use of it, right? Aligning tasks with deeper values or goals.
Definitely. The book suggests this 5 or 10-year test. Ask yourself, if I keep doing this specific task every day, will my career or my life be where I want it in 5 or 10 years?
And if the answer is no,
then you're likely just spinning your wheels. Time for an adjustment immediately.
that alignment, it often comes from passion too, right?
Yeah.
The tasks themselves should feel exciting, or at least aligned with values like freedom or learning.
Ideally, yes. When the work itself feels engaging, challenging in a good way, maybe forces you to grow, it doesn't drain you as much. It can even feel energizing.
Okay, so when you get that alignment, you can actually start to multiply your time. How does that work? It's not actual magic, right?
No magic, just smart strategies. First one, seek help. Seriously, don't waste days trying to figure something out alone if someone else already knows.
Like finding a translator instead of struggling with a dictionary for weeks.
Exactly. Or asking an expert. Don't reinvent the wheel. Second, think smart. Shorten that learning curve. Need a new skill.
Find a tutorial, hire a coach.
Right. Get targeted help instead of just floundering through trial and error. Saves massive amounts of time. Third, adopt a mastery mindset.
Meaning?
Focus on mastering the fundamentals through repetition. Like an athlete perfecting their form. Getting the basics right saves time and prevents problems later. And always be open to learning more.
Okay, and the last one. This one involves money. The time versus money calculation.
Yeah, this is powerful. Before buying something, especially something expensive, calculate how much of your life energy, your time, it actually costs.
Like the $900 phone example. If you earn $15 an hour.
That's 60 hours of your work life. Suddenly, it's not just $900, it's a week and a half of your time. Is it really worth that investment of your finite life energy?
That definitely reframes impulse buys. You're
Yeah.
always spending time.
Always. Which brings us really to the final core truth here.
Which is?
You can't actually control time itself. It passes no matter what. But what you can control is your focus.
Okay. Focus is the real lever.
It's the one resource you can actually increase and direct effectively.
So how do we protect and boost it? First, avoid the killers.
Absolutely. Ruthlessly cut out the known focus killers. Task switching is a big one. Constant interruptions, checking email or notifications compulsively.
And starting the day with easy, trivial stuff that just drains your prime mental energy.
Exactly. Save your best energy for your most important work.
And to actively sharpen focus, the 80-20 principle.
Yeah, the Pareto principle.
Mhm.
Identify the vital few things, the 20% of actions that generate 80% of your desired results.
And focus intensely on that 20%.
That's the idea. It applies everywhere. Which 20% of tasks drive 80% of your career progress? Which 20% of relationships bring 80% of your joy? Focus your best energy there.
Makes sense. And concentrating on those high-impact things that can lead to the flow state.
That's the goal. That feeling of being completely immersed, losing track of time, work, feeling almost effortless and enjoyable even when it's challenging.
The productivity gains there are supposed to be huge.
They really are. And you can cultivate it. Two main things help. First, strict daily routines.
Like having triggers. A specific time, place, maybe a pre-work ritual like meditating.
Exactly. Signal to your brain, okay, it's focus time now. Second, eliminate distractions, non-negotiable.
Turn off notifications, headphones on, let people know not to interrupt.
All of that. And maybe even allow yourself to be bored sometimes. It sounds weird, but it can strengthen your ability to concentrate when you need to, like exercising a muscle.
Okay, wow. So pulling it all together.
Yeah, let's synthesize. Productivity. Fundamentally, it's about managing your energy, not just your schedule, making sure you're working effectively.
Right. And time itself is incredibly valuable. So focus on the present, the micro life. Use the past for lessons, the future for direction, but act now.
And finally, focus. That's your superpower. Sharpen it using 80-20, protect it from distractions, and really aim for that flow state on your most important tasks.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? I think it means understanding time, and especially your energy and focus within it, is crucial for actually taking control of your life.
It's about intentionality, not just being busy, but being busy with the right things.
Yeah. And maybe here's a final thought to chew on. Thinking long-term, being consistent. It's not easy. It sounds hard.
It often is.
But that commitment, just trying to do something small every single day, taking those consistent steps aligned with your goals, that really is the only bridge between the busy micro life of today and achieving those bigger macro life ambitions.
Small steps, consistently taken, that's the engine.
So maybe start today. Pick one important task, find your peak energy time, and just attack that. See how it feels.